So, good evening to everyone. My name is João Pedro, and today I'm going to talk about the works right in Brazil and how this is important for our society. So, first of all, according to statistics given by IBGE, 66 million people in Brazil do not have a registered job and therefore do not have the works right guaranteed. So, why the work right is important? So, first of all, Article 23 of the Universal Declaration of the Human Rights says that everyone has the right to work, to free choice of employment, to just and favorable conditions of work, and to protection against unemployment. So the work right is important because with it we are able to preserve our society and the individuals present in it. And all this through a decent salary, good work conditions, and and a workload that not overburden the person nor or making a slave. So, as we all know, work has been part of human life since a long time ago, long time ago, and today mainly work moves our lives. So, people often work in the past, but in terrible conditions, without any salary or slave work. And a good example of this work is the period of work during the second industrial revolution, which workers were put to work during 16 to 14 hours per day without any salary or anything in return, in terrible condition of work. But fortunately, along the time, people began to realize that this was absurd, and then the works right began to emerge in all countries. And then, but unfortunately, there are still many people in the world that do not have the works right guarantee. In Brazil, the people who do not have the works rights more from north or northeast, and that is why we must fight for it. So the importance of everyone have a works right. So works right are very important for any country. As I said, society depends on it. And a good example of that is what if the doctors stop to work because the work conditions in the hospital are terrible, or what if the cops stop because they have to work 16 to 14 hours per day without any day off and rest? Well, the society was not going to have anyone to provide security or health care to them. And that is why we must fight for it, to work right to reach everyone along the world. And according to Raimundo Simão de Mello, there is a lawyer, legal division, and regional work attorney. Works rights are important for the achieving the dignity of a human person. That is why it's so important. But we must pay attention. That it may seem strange what I'm going to say now, but unfortunately, there's still many people who believe that the way it's now it's good. There is still many people have already works right, and that is why they do not even want to think about that. Although many people have works right, many people do not have. 66 million people according to IBGE. According to IBGE. Although many people have works law, many do not have, and that is why we must fight for it. Well, a good example of that is the doctors today in the pandemic. There's many doctors that have to spend a whole week working in terrible conditions in the hospital. We must fight for it to change that. And after all this information that has passed to you, you may be wondering, how can I help? What can we do? So first of all, we have to make pressure on the government to make he realize how this is important for our society, and then put pressure to stimulate more jobs, more registered jobs that will give guarantee to the works rights. We will give works right to the person that do not have it. And what the students can do to help us? The students can do projects to reduce the country's inequality. Yeah, inequality. Inequality will help any area of the country, any area along the world if resolved, inclusive ours. So now my discussion about the works right and how this is important for Brazil finishes, but we cannot forget the 6 million people in Brazil that do not have a signed job, therefore do not have their works right guarantee. And that is why we must fight for it. Thank you all for your time, and I'm counting on this.